Thanks to recent technological advancements, we're now able to travel back in time without altering the present. In fact, many people have taken use of this new invention to meet famous people such as Jesus, Babe Ruth, and Tupac. The interaction between the past and the present have been going on now for a long time, and nothing has affected the future. The past knows a lot about the future, such as technology, and in return, we have learned much about mysteries of the past. Tonight, 60 Minutes aims to be the first to actually interview these certain people of the past and uncover the motives in a great scandal in American history. We are to interview a rivalry that brew amongst the foundations of American history. Both men are true American heroes, a role model for other American citizens. They are true leaders of the United States of America. However, tainted by what many Americans believe to be a corrupt bargain amongst politicians, the election of 1824 has brought about a possible confrontation and schism to the Democratic Republicans. But most importantly, either tainted a man's reputation and/or robbed a man of a term in the nation's White House. The amazing story of two men's election to earn them a chance to lead the nation turns into a conspiracy which has left many Americans wondering what happened. We at 60 Minutes have traveled back in time to bring you the aftermath of the election of 1824. We are fortunate enough to use this very durable, very expensive time machine. We're gonna do a time leap right here. So hold on. Here we go. Born into a modest beginning, American hero and politician Andrew Jackson has captured the hearts of the many common Americans throughout the nation. Beginning as a military hero of the War of 1812, making a name for himself in the Battle of New Orleans, Jackson became a household name to most Americans to the West. I asked him personally why he was so popular amongst Americans and why most Americans aspire to be just like him.
Well, you see, I believe that government should be limited so that it would not interfere with the common folk, who should not be restricted. That would be tyranny. Isn't that why we broke off from Britain? But let's not be slaves to other people's orders, much less the government. But instead, let's live our lives with freedom so that strives to our own best. The common folk like me, because I am one of them, coming from the backwoods of the Carolinas. I know what they want, and I will fight for this cause. I may not appear to be popular in the North, but by golly, does everyone have to like me? I appeal to them sooner or later.
Well, what do you plan to do if you were elected president? To promote the efforts of the so-called common man?
Good question. That's an easy one. My first priority is to destroy the Second National Bank, as it concentrates the nation's financial strength in a single constitution, exposes the government to control by foreign interests, make the rich richer, favor the North more than the West or the South, and it was mostly controlled by a few select rich families.
After this short interview, I traveled a long way and was fortunate enough to be able to squeeze an interview with the busy current President of the United States, John Quincy Adams. Coming from quite the opposite background, John Quincy Adams was the son of former Federalist President John Adams. Coming from a strong political, rich family, John Quincy Adams became a successful diplomat, constructing great treaties. His most famous was the Treaty of Ghent, which ended the War of 1812. He also developed the Monroe Doctrine, which warned foreign nations of further colonization in the Americas. I delved into questions that concerned the average American. I asked them, why do you think that you were the right choice for the presidency? The people did not favor you. What will you do to make America both better economically and socially?
Okay, well, I believe that as president, I should improve the conditions for the average American and his fellow citizens. I want to establish a national university in Washington, extend a scientific exploration in the far west, and set up a standard of weights and measures. What can I say? Furthermore, to expand America economically and allow it to become more prosperous, I will support my Secretary of State, Henry Clay's American System of National Economic Development and its three key elements: protective tariffs to stimulate manufacturing, federally subsidizing roads and canals to facilitate commerce, and a national bank to control credit and provide a uniform currency.
You're so smart.
These comments led us to the next interview. Both of our interviewers agreed to meet for the first time after the election of 1824 to share their thoughts of the election. So, I want to know, is there any animosity between you two?
No, next question.
Hold up, is this thing being recorded? I don't want to share this information with the world just quite yet. Don't record.
Well, you can still answer the question.
Yeah, I guess. But you gotta stop recording.
Okay, cut the tape.
Yeah, there's a lot of hatred between him and me. Me and America is pretty mad about what happened. I mean, I did have the most popularity. The only reason I'm not president is because of your new best friend, Henry Clay. It was definitely a correct bargain.
Wow, bro, slow the roll. Cool down. First off, being president is not a popularity contest. You cannot be the best man for the job, which obviously I am. The smart people of the United States, the politicians, have elected me and Henry Clay. Only laid out the reasons why we shouldn't be president. I mean, the whole country knew that you would have been the poor choice. Most people agreed that you are summarized by a Albert Gallatin. He said that you were an honest man and the idol of the worshippers of military glory, but for incapacity, military habits, and habitual disregard of laws, constitutional provisions, altogether unfit for the office.
You know what? You're a corrupt person. I am sick of this argument.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy. Sit.
Well, unlike my fellow politician, I believe that the Indians should be removed from their land either peacefully or with violence. The Indians have for too long been an implement on our southern farmers' agricultural success and the expansion of the West. I say that we must relocate them.
Again, you are proving to be a tyrannical military leader. Show some compassion and moral standards. Try a compromise.
What, and just let them sit there? They are a threat to fellow Americans. They can cause bloody, eternal conflicts. They must be moved.
Well, what about slavery? What's your belief on that?
I believe that we should keep slavery. It's necessary, positive good that helps the common man successfully economically.
Well, unlike many Americans, I think that slavery should be abolished.
Yeah.
It's time to show brothers some love and give them an opportunity. It's morally wrong and against God's will.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It helps the common man economically. Let's hear about your beliefs on the eternal transportation.
The government should actively improve traveling conditions to improve the nation economically. The government should invest in faster routes to meet and supply the demand of the nation.
And what? Suppress the common man? If you want to improve material traveling conditions, it should come from the state. That's why the government does not interfere with Americans.
Whoa, hey, gentlemen, boys, bro, come on, settle down.
I'm tired of you, Quincy, you fat lazy bum. I'm coming at you in 1828, so heads up.
Come at me, bro! I'm gonna beat you again just to show how dumb you are. In fact, I'm gonna be such a good president that if my country wants my services, she must ask for them.
That corrupt bargain will be your downfall. You do not coincide with the will of the people. You like the principles of democracy.
And you lack Republican ideals. You're just a sore loser. But guess what? I'm the winner. And you know what they say, Republican ideals. You're just a sore loser. But guess what? I'm the winner. And you know what they say, winner, winner, chicken dinner in the White House.
Thanks for traveling back in time with us, everyone, and uncovering the mystery of the election of 1824. Thanks for watching. Good night.